Well, howdy there, y'all. YAMAHSAKI here. Welcome back to the channel, and today is another RC airplane video. But before I actually get this video started, guys, you might be looking around me and saying, hey, this room looks totally different from the living room. And you're right, and that's because I'm back at my beautiful home in Montana for spring break. And I've actually, over the past couple of days, I'll just show you a little bit, I've been moving everything that I own into this bigger, larger room. As you can see, there's some of my RC stuff. I did bring home a couple airplanes, such as the Pog and that plane right there, but those are for future videos. And this is basically my little RC area, is this one corner. I actually do, in fact, own an RC car, a Horizon Hobby Vatira Twin Hammers, but that's also for another video. But yeah, I've just basically, over the past couple of days, been moving all my junk into a bigger room. And so, yeah. But back to the main point, guys. This plane is once again another airplane that my dad started to build but never finished. And this airplane is actually an old design. Its design dates back over 50 years. So let's take a look at it. So this right here is a Hobby Lobby Telemaster Junior. Now they actually, I believe they made 3 different sizes of these. This is the middle class one. There's a larger 8-foot wingspan one, known as the Telemaster Senior, and I believe there's a smaller one than this one. And like I said, this one is the Telemaster Junior. And as you can see, this is the fuselage. Here are the 2 wings right here. Over here I have some of the control surfaces, and then in there's just some other parts and stuff that I might have to use in the future while I'm building this airplane. But this is kind of just like the Pete and Poke in a way, is that it's mostly completed. I just have to finish it. And it's actually more complete than the Pete and Poke ever was because, well, I really don't have to do much aside from do the electronics, install an engine. Really the only woodwork I have to do really is put the 2 wing halves together, which won't be too hard. I might just, what I've been thinking is putting a dowel and gluing the dowel onto one side and then drilling a hole on the other, and then doing a smaller dowel back here to line it up and then epoxy it is what I've been thinking. But there's the wing halves. I'm not sure of the wingspan on the Telemaster Junior, but it's pretty good size. I'd probably, actually, what we could do is we could lay down these 2 wing halves like that, and come over here and take this wing, and I believe this wing is somewhere around the range of 60 inches. And this wing is actually a tad bit longer than this Alpha's wing. And this Alpha's wing is, like I said, somewhere around the 60-inch range of wingspan. But yeah, this airplane, it just needs a little bit of work and she'll be flying just like the Pete and Poke. My dad's bigger Telemaster Senior actually has floats, and it is powered by a Sato 150S. And I think I'm going to slap on a Super Tiger GS40 on this one. But I can do a little bit of playing around with it because what my dad did is something real smart here. As you can see, here's the plywood engine mount. As you can see, he actually bolted it down rather than glue it, which would allow me to put different engine sizes on this airplane. It'd be a little bit tricky to figure out the CG, but with some stick-on car tire weights, you can affix the CG the way you want it. Now, like I said, this airplane's design dates back to around 50 years ago, and when I actually looked up the instruction manual for this airplane, there was actually no pictures, which kind of sucked. It was just all wording, and it kind of told you what to do, and I didn't like that. I actually like to visually see what I need to do, and luckily for me that this airplane is so complete, I pretty much know exactly what I need to do. As you can see, there is the fuselage. The fuselage is actually really lightweight. There's not much plywood on this actual machine, rather than it's really up in this area, and then there's a piece of wood down here that doesn't look like beech or balsa or plywood. There are some plywood pieces back here, like where the servos go. That's where your servos would go. You have your push rod tubes here. There actually is a push rod back here, and it leads out on that side. Actually have a little hatch here that actually slides in there, and it aligns perfectly right there, and then you have a hole right there and you screw it down there, which is actually pretty nice. I believe the wing is powered by one servo. I'll have to look at my dad's Telemaster Junior's wing in order to figure it out. I'm not sure what these cutouts are for though. There's a cutout there, as well as a cutout here on both of these wings. And usually there would be one servo on trainers, like for example this Alpha's wing here. I'll go back as an example. But as you can see, there's a servo in the middle, and it's powering both ailerons, which is a really simple design. Yet the only problem I see is the way a single servoed wing goes is you have that dual control horn, and that has rods going down here, which has rods pointing up here, going through this piece of wood, and out here controlling the ailerons, which is a really complicated design. And I have heard that people have converted these old Telemasters to dual ailerons, which I'll probably end up doing. It'll add a little bit more weight, but usually a little bit more weight is good, because the lighter an airplane is, the more it gets messed with by the wind. But then again, you have to put a bigger engine on it, but I don't think a two-stroke 40-size engine will have any problem scooting this thing in the air. So that's basically what I have to show you for the wing and the fuselage. Going on over to these control surfaces over here, this is something that I immediately liked about this airplane kit. This is an aileron, and as you can see, it's just one solid piece of thick balsa wood, so it can actually take a beating and not break real easily, which is something that I really like. Same goes for the vertical fin right here. So it's just one solid piece of balsa wood, and yet it's still a little bit flexible, but I mean, that thing can take a little bit of a beating. So I like these solid based fins and ailerons, which is pretty cool. And this is the horizontal fin right here. Something to note is the horizontal fin actually has a foil on it, which is really, really weird. I've never ever seen, except on my dad's Telemaster, which is identical to this plane, I've never seen a horizontal stabilizer fin have an airfoil. So if any of you guys have any information on why this is, feel free to comment down below. And as you can see, it's already got its hinges ready, as well as the ailerons. I'm not sure where the actual rudder fin is for this thing, so I might have to fabricate one, which won't be too hard. It'll actually give me a little bit of an option for customization. And then here is the actual elevator fin. It's already mono-coated and made up, which is actually pretty cool. So I might have to do something with a red color scheme again, but that's no problem. I like the color red. And then another thing to note about these ailerons is these hinges are not glued in, so I can actually order some more hinges and be able to put on better hinges. These are good hinges because they're nylon, and they're not the fabric ones that you just put glue on and it just soaks up all the glue and stuff, which is pretty good. The way that this stabilizer fin goes is this will actually make the building process or the assembly process a lot easier on me. Is my dad already marked out where this goes. It actually goes back here on the very back of the airplane, like that, so you can kind of see how that goes. And you take your vertical stabilizer and you stick it in here, just like this. Stick her up on in there, just like that. And you have that, which isn't looking too bad. And that's where the elevator will go. And ailerons, I'll leave those for now. But then we have the wing halves, which I'll just put right there. And I'll also take this one and put it on over here, although I won't be able to put it all the way over there, but you guys can kind of get what this airplane will look like when it's done. And yeah, it'll look like a pretty awesome airplane, a really classic airplane. Because like I said, this airplane has been in the hobby for over 5 decades, which is pretty amazing. And I think they even still make this kit, which is just freaking awesome. And then over here in the box, there isn't much to see. I have no idea what this is. I don't even know if it goes to the Telemaster. It could or it couldn't. The only way I see it going would be like going right here or something. If I remember correctly, my dad's senior Telemaster had something like this, like going down from right here, because it does have a notch cut out right there for something to go right there. So maybe that does go right there. And I have to fabricate it a little bit. But like I said, I'm still doing some guesswork on what some of these pieces are. See, like this, I have no idea what this is. It's a thick piece of balsa wood, and it's cut out and curved, so I'm not sure what it serves its purpose. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show you guys for tonight. Just showing you guys what my next project will be, because pretty much, guys, the only thing I have left to do, and actually I have the parts right here, the only thing I have left to do is to install some servo extensions on the Pete and Poke servos. She's pretty much ready to fly. And then do a little bit of CG adjusting, and this is also a prop that I ordered for the Pete and Poke too. It's a Zor 14x4 wood prop, so it'll make it look a lot more vintage. But those are pretty much the last 2 parts that I have to install on the Pete and Poke before I get her done and she's ready to fly and fire up and get all adjusted for the air and stuff. And then after that, I'm moving on to this baby here, and she won't take too long. I have some skills with some monocoat. I have the Pete and Poke is what basically gave me the skills to work on planes like this. And then after this, guys, will be a biplane, and it's completely unassembled. Like, I'm talking, it's still in the box. The plans have never been taped together. The plans have never been poked with hundreds of pins. I mean, she'll be a project. She'll take me about a year to build. It'll take me maybe a couple months to finish up, but other than that, she'll be in the air too, just like the Pete and Poke. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. YAMAHSAKI out. See y'all later.